So the basic concept in construct understanding is that y and x are a little bit different in how they respond to multiplication. What we're going to do is just add a little bit to our cheat sheet, and I just want to summarize what we looked at in those last two examples from the construct understanding. So if I have y equals a times f of x, so I have the number outside the function, then y is affected. And what ends up happening is I have x staying the same and y becoming multiplied by this number. So if I have that number, I could just multiply it by y and get my new point right away. If I have a situation where y equals f of, well actually they use b times x, so in this case the number that's being multiplied is actually inside the function, not on the outside, then x is the thing that changes, and it's in an inverse way, an upside down kind of way. So what we have then is x over b and y as my new point. So again, I can cheat. I can go, okay, well, I know that this is the number that's going to be divided by x in order for me to get my new point. So I don't have to go through all the math. I can do the cheat and just skip to that part. Now, your book likes to talk about stretches and compressions instead of just, like distortions. So we want to remember that if we have a decimal, then that's going to change things a bit. Since it's a direct relationship with y, it's going to compress y. If you multiply something by a decimal, it's going to make it smaller. But since it's an inverse relationship with x, then it's actually going to stretch x. For example, if I were to divide something by a half, it's actually the same as multiplying by 2. So since I'm dividing here, then a decimal value is going to stretch x. And if I have a whole number, just a normal, regular 2, 3, 4, whatever, then it's going to do the opposite. It's going to stretch y because you're just multiplying it by a big number, so it's going to get bigger. And it's going to compress x because when you're dividing, the larger the number is on the bottom, the smaller the answer is going to be. So I would, if I were you, just take some notes and put them into my diagram here where it says horizontal and vertical stretches or compressions. And I'm just going to tidy up a few things on this, and then I'll scan it to your materials so you can have a look at how I did it. You don't have to do it exactly like me. You can customize it any way you like. Oh wait, is there something on my back?